Hey everybody, so I'm back with another video, and this is kind of like a late video seeing how Halloween is literally in like a day or two. But you know, I decided I would jump on the bandwagon here and make a Halloween slash spooky reads recommendation video. I don't really recommend a lot of books, at least not up front. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I usually like recommend them discreetly. But I have some books that I would like to recommend you. A lot of them are not with me. They are at my house. I only have 3 that I'm going to be recommending that are with me. And some of these are books that I have not read, but they seem to have that creepy, spooky vibe. So I'm going to start off with the 3 books that I do have with me because that would be a lot easier. So I'm going to go with the #1 chosen book for the Halloween and Christmas season because these books can be read any time of the year and still be amazing, and that is the Harry Potter books by J.K. Rowling. And this is obviously not the first one. I grabbed the second one because I wasn't going to try and shift through my whole pile of books to get to the first book, but it's still Harry Potter nonetheless. If you guys don't know what Harry Potter is about, I'm kind of worried for your health because you probably have been living under a rock for the last however many years because Harry Potter is literally everywhere. But in case you do not know, Harry Potter is about this boy whose parents were killed by this dark wizard, and he ends up going to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and some fun stuff happens, and I'm doing a very horrible explanation of this, but I feel like people understand what Harry Potter is and at least know of it, so I'm not going to try and go into a very detailed explanation. But Harry Potter. I just smacked myself in the face. The next book that has been on a lot of people's recommendations list, I was very hesitant to put this on a list because a lot of people say it's scary, but I guess that is a book that you can read during Halloween, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is about this scientist named Frankenstein who recreates a human, and he finds this human absolutely horrifyingly disgusting looking, and so he tries to keep running away from this villain that he has created, and this creation literally just wants to have friends, and then he turns evil because of how he is treated. So there's that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a book review up of this soon because I have some thoughts on this. The next book is, well, the next series trilogy is on everybody's list, and that is the Miss Peregrine's book. I only have Library of Souls with me. I haven't in a previous video shown this yet, I don't think. I finally bought Library of Souls from Target. Do you see this? They put the freaking sticker right on the dust jacket, which is so annoying. I hate when people do that, so I'm gonna have to do something to get that off. But these books literally just have like this creepy feel and vibe to them. Like they have these like creepy pictures, like, and they aren't necessarily like scary, they're just kind of more creepy, and they give off that weird vibe, and they're definitely books that you should read in the Halloweeny / October months. And I know this is very late, but if you ever need some more spookier reads, you can definitely like pick these up at any time if you want to read anything scary. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have this whole list on my phone right here of a bunch of different books, so that is what I'm looking at. But the next set of books is actually a series. It's a 4-book series, and that is the Beautiful Creatures series by Kimmy Garcia and Margaret Stoll, and it's basically about this girl named Lena Duquesne, and she finds out that she is a caster, which is kind of like a person with magical powers, and then this boy comes into her life and things just happen. I really don't know how to explain the books because there's a lot that goes on in them more than just that, but they are definitely really good, and some parts are extremely creepy. It's not more of like the terrifying scary, but more of like the creepy and weird type of scary, but I definitely recommend them. They are a good series. It's just sometimes the books seem to just have filler parts, but like I said, they're good books, so I would recommend them. Next is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and this isn't like a scary book, it's more of the creature aspect of Halloween / spooky reads, because if you guys do not know, The Hobbit, I don't even know how to explain The Hobbit, it's about Bilbo Baggins, who is a hobbit, and he goes on this adventure with dwarves, and there's dragons, and I think there's spiders, or it's supposed to spiders, and goblins and orcs, and it's just awesome adventure, and I really absolutely love The Hobbit, so that's really awesome, and shameless plug for that book. But I definitely think you should read it because it's not scary, but it's more creepy with the creatures and everything like that, so that's another recommendation. Next book I'm going to recommend is more of an adult novel, and it's by Dean Koontz. It's Life Expectancy by Dean Koontz, and this is basically about this guy who is in a family with like a clown, and then there's this like murder. I don't really know how to explain it because it's such a confusing book, but it's so good, and it like wraps everything all up, and if I try and explain it, I'll ruin the book for you, so I'm not even going to try. But this book is really creepy. It's not scary, and it's not like, it's just really weird and has very creepy vibes about it. So I definitely would recommend that, especially if you're a Dean Koontz fan. I had it recommended to me by Zach's father, and I actually enjoyed it. It was my first Dean Koontz book I have ever read. Along with Dean Koontz, if you want some spooky reads, I would recommend the Odd Thomas series. I watched the movie before I started reading the books. I've only read the first 2 books, but I'm sensing some scary, creepy vibes from Dean Koontz's writing, so I'm gonna just say anything by Dean Koontz and Stephen King, but my biggest recommendation from Stephen King is Desperation. That is one of the few books I have read by Stephen King, but I am also getting a vibe from Stephen King that he writes a lot of creepier books. But Desperation is about this family that gets stuck in, about these people that get stuck in this town, and there's this guy who is like, I don't want to say possessed, because he's not possessed, but he's not in control of his own mind, and everybody just starts dying left and right, and it's just really crazy, and it's really creepy. It's a very big book, but it's like an amazing read, so I would recommend that. The next 2 books is a duology as of right now. The author might write more books in the future, she doesn't know that. That is Anna Dressed in Blood and Girl of Nightmares, both by Kendari Blake, and they are the same exact thing. There's a boy whose name is Cass, I believe it is, and he goes on these trips killing ghosts. He's a ghost hunter, and he puts them back where they belong until he meets this girl named Anna, and she is this very volatile spirit until she meets him, and it's kind of like a cute ghosty love story. And I'm not going to explain the second book because that would leave spoilers, so I definitely recommend you check those out because they're very good books. And if you get the copies I have, I don't know if all the copies are the same, but the writing, like not like the actual like writing style, but the font and like the coloring is maroon. Like the words are maroon instead of like normal black, so I was really amused by that. I was like, whoa, this is a thing? If books had like multicolored writing all the time, I'd be so happy. That would be so great. I'd love it. I'd love it so much. Then the last book I have read that I have recommended to you is Sweet Miss Honeywell's Revenge by Katherine Rice, and this is more of a middle grade read, but it's about this girl who buys this dollhouse, and it is haunted by this doll, and the doll ends up trying to control everybody, and if she doesn't end up like breaking this control, they will all die. And it's pretty morbid for a supposed middle grade book, but when I read this when I was younger, I actually really loved it and I really enjoyed it, and it actually was very terrifying. I don't know if it would be that scary now, me being 19, but I'm going to recommend it because it is a creepy book and it deals with ghosts slash possession slash those types of things, and every doll in a horror novel or anything is really creepy. So next I'm going to recommend some books that I haven't read but seem to give off that spooky slash creaturey vibe, but I have also been recommended by other people. So I'm going to go with the Gillian Flynn, or Gillian Flynn. I still don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm going to go with Gillian because I've been seeing a lot more people pronounce it that way. But I'm going to go with Gone Girl, Dark Places, and Sharp Objects, all by her. And I don't necessarily know what these books are about. I'm not even going to try and think about what they're about because I'll just probably ruin it for you. But I have been meaning to read these for a while, and I'm really unhappy that I didn't bring them with me to college, but these are on the list of books that kind of give off a more spookier vibe, but it's not like a scary vibe, it's just like impending doom type vibe, if you get what I'm trying to say here. Probably aren't, I'm probably just like rambling on, but that's okay. The next is World War Z by Max Brooks. I have been meaning to read this ever since I got it, and I've chosen this book because it deals with zombies, and I've seen parts of the movie and it's terrifying sometimes. So zombies, great time to read during Halloween because everybody dresses up as a zombie at one point in their life. And then the next and final book is The Diviners by Libba Bray, and this is a very well-known book on BookTube because everybody has seemed to have read this already and are like on reading Lair of Dreams, but I kind of got caught in the whole not reading it thing. Now I still haven't read it, but anyway, apparently it's about this girl who has these powers, and then she's drawn into this thing with her uncle or something, or I don't even know, but everybody knows what it's about apparently. So I'm just going to recommend that because it has like a magical spooky vibe with it, and apparently the main villain is creepy as all anything. So these are my list of books that I would recommend to read that are spooky slash Halloweeny, and like I said, you don't necessarily have to read these books during Halloween or around Halloween. It's just if you want some scary books to read in the near future or in the far future. If you like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up and hit that red button down below to subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified of any more videos I post in the near future. It would also make my day. At 200 subscribers, I am doing a bookish giveaway, so you know, just subscribe to my channel and you might have a chance of getting a book. If you've read any of these books, please leave them in the comments down below, your thoughts and opinions of them. But also, if I haven't said a book that you would recommend, leave your recommendations in the comments down below as well, because I do like reading scarier books. I am a ninny when it comes to reading them, but I do like reading them, so I would definitely appreciate your recommendations. But I'm gonna go now, so until next time, bye guys. My hair, I'm not used to having like long hair, so I'm just smacking myself with it. Everybody can I get my words right? Probably not. If you just want to look up the description, so I'm not giving a thorough enough description, which I usually am not, so